Hello and welcome back, everybody. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and we are going to be doing a sort of... So, there's no real better way to say this than this is apparently, from what I've been told, a very popular setup for speedrunners of the game. So, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm not entirely sure what to expect from this run, aside from a lot of signatures fail. What I can tell you is that this is using a lot of things that I already normally use. Now, obviously, I don't have Pathfinder's map. I figure if I'm not necessarily a speedrunner, so let me just use whatever relic makes me feel comfortable. And hopefully that doesn't bother a lot of people. And because we have a lot of electricity, we're going to go ahead and start here. Alright, everyone good? Good, let's get going. Now, like I said, I'm no speedrunner, so... And that's already evidenced by the idea that I didn't take the Pathfinder's map, so don't get too upset with me if I'm not getting, like, an 8 minute or less clear time. I'm using this just because I know that it has a lot of stuff on it that I personally like and use all the time. But I am also a fan of exploration. Now, one thing that I do think is a little dangerous to say is that, oh, this is what all the speedrunners use. Translation, this is the absolute best thing you can possibly use and nothing else is even worth using. And that is a problem in the Monster Hunter community where people assume that because that's what speedrunners use, or whatever gear it is that speedrunners use, is the absolute best and there's no reason to use anything else. And I think that is... Ooh, that was really stupid of me. I think that's a bit of a misnomer. I think, yeah, these things are used for a reason, but I think even speedrunners will tell you that there are other things that they tend to like and prefer. What I'm getting at is that secret wild card. I will take that. Now, granted, the run states that you should start with either secret wild card or the shark mask if you're not necessarily going to run the Pathfinder's mask. But, like I said, I'm kind of a sucker for Megalodon Tooth, so I decided to start with that. Come on. Yeah, every little bit of extra coin helps. Pardon me. Really, game? Really? That's what you thought I did? So, obviously, the idea is build your signature really quickly, use signature, and break enemies' faces. I definitely see how it works, and I have no problem with any of it, really. I don't see myself using any of the rest of this. Certainly not Starbolt, unfortunately. That one could have been... That one could have been good. It's Electric Ninja Stars. You don't say no to Electric Ninja Stars. Now, one thing I can do is I can get that treasure chest. I just temporarily take... Oh, hey, that's right. Alright, well, that was a waste of money. Or, if I could find a way to afford you... I don't know, a 2-lock chest at this might not be worth it. I think at this point I've spent too much money and time on it, it's best that I just move on. I forgot, these guys don't necessarily attack. Attack a chest without there being an aggressive target. Now I can open it. What am I talking about? Same problem. No, this would have needed to be wind, not earth. So clearly my brain is broken, I apologize for that. Alright, not bad. Now what does Augur of Poetry do? I mean, that's useful. Sure. Yeah. Earth resistance. So, if you haven't guessed by the way I've been talking, I have decided that I want to go through with Wizard of Metal, and it's a concept that is simple, but I think I might have tried to over-explain. What I'm essentially going to be doing is very similar to character theme runs. I'm going to essentially be doing the same thing using metal songs. And the idea is that the interpreted meaning of the song, or something having to do with the lyrics, will end up becoming the theme for the run. So, for example, something like Master of Puppets would be some form of summon run, I think. Unless I find something far more interesting in the actual lyrics or the history of the song. Like, I believe XS was talking about the inception of the song Welcome to the Jungle, and using that for the run might be more interesting than what is a bird doing here? You don't belong here. You're not cursed. I mean, I could always use more gold. Plus, having a cursed relic opens up other possibilities, like Earth Eater's Mask. And then the other part of Wizard of Metal, I'll give you that, is that I want it to be a more open thing. I don't want it to just be me choosing songs for you. I want to know what songs you guys have been listening to. I want to know what songs you guys are interested in. So in a way, not only is this a way to kind of get theme runs back on the docket, but I also want it to be a way to share interests and for you guys to tell me what sort of run, basically what sort of run, what sort of song you guys are interested in. seeing translated into a theme run. And the reason why I want to do this is because I have an absolute joy and love of metal music, and I want basically a forum to talk about it. Talk about it and share that joy. Because I didn't used to love metal music, let's just be completely fair about this. But, you know, times change, interests change, and again, I think this is just a good way to talk about it and get everyone involved. So, what do you guys think? Everyone cool with that? I thought it sounded like a really good idea, and I'm very interested in seeing how this plays out. And I want to do it in more of kind of an open forum method, because I know that I tended to do character theme runs in such a way that it ended up becoming like basically me showing off how much I know about characters that are relatively unknown, and that created a bit of a rift in and of itself. So I'm going to try to do this a little differently, and hopefully it comes out to be interesting for everybody. So what I'm thinking I'll do, and I don't think I'm going to do this for the very first one, because obviously that's not today, but what I want to do is offer an explanation as to what got me into metal in the first place. Beautiful. No thanks, I don't want that. Now, as per usual, when we are talking about things like music and, you know, anything artist created, I would hope that you guys would support the artists in question. And to that end, I am going to add links to places where you can actually purchase the songs that we're talking about. Because again, I feel it's important for... Pardon me. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not feeling great, so... Like, I'm not horrible, mind you, it's just a little bit of discomfort. But these are terms we can hopefully all agree to. Hopefully no one here has a problem with me trying to support other artists, even though there's no possible way that artists as big as some of the ones that I'm going to talk about need my help. But I still think it's the right thing to do, and I think it's worth doing. I also want to put out a disclaimer to make sure we're all abundantly aware that we're not all going to necessarily dig each other's music. Because there are some... Because as much as I love metal as a type of music and an art form, there are some groups that I think do it poorly. Hello, Wanderous Mechanism. Like, I'm not even gonna lie about that. So not every band or every artist is going to be looked upon with the same interest and fervor as some others. But hopefully the whole point of this is so that we can learn from each other, share each other's music, and come to find something interesting that we might not have thought about before. At least that's the hope. I'm also genuinely hoping that it just doesn't end up devolving into shouting at each other in the comments. Which, I mean, come on, this is the internet. When has anyone just decided to get really loud and shout at each other on the internet? So, like I said, I'm not starting with it immediately. I am going to probably pick up with Wizard of Metal next week, as that will give me time to not only get the first few selections underway, but also make sure that you guys have a little bit of time to think about, you know, what metal songs do you want to see turned into a theme run? You know, what songs do you think deserve a little bit of glorification from one another? Just like I said, be open to the idea that not everyone is going to find interest in the same songs or same bands. And I do realize that this is one of those things where people are going to be making themselves a little bit vulnerable and putting themselves out there for potentially the entertainment or maybe even the mockery of others. I don't mean to put it in such a negative way, but sometimes the truth ain't super positive. I don't even know why I have that. So I want to make sure you guys are okay with putting yourselves out there, because in the case that it doesn't work out, I just want you to understand you've been warned. Now, fortunately, ours is a somewhat small, rather tight-knit community, but I just want you to understand that if this idea grows and people outside of our community start showing an interest in it, then I want it to be well understood that sometimes things don't always go as planned. So, are we all good with my little disclaimer? Excellent. Coward. Hello. Oh, there's no reason not to do this. More damage, more signature charge. Yeah, it's all good, baby. It's all gravy. So, and on that point, I understand that I am asking people to kind of make themselves a little bit vulnerable. If you don't feel comfortable making yourselves vulnerable, you don't have to necessarily participate. You can just be a casual observer and enjoy the music. And not only the music, but the discussion about it. And I'm thinking, during the actual gameplay, I'm probably not going to overlay the song itself. And that's for two reasons. One, because the game Wizard of Legend should stand out on its own. And two, now I'm still going to be putting myself at risk for copyright claims with what I'm thinking about doing. So let me know what you guys think, but the thought process being, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to share either later in the week or tacked on at the end of each Wizard of Metal run essentially a secondary bit of me clearing the song on the highest difficulty in Beat Hazard 2. Which is going to involve me actually going out and getting the songs in question so I can, you know, play them on Beat Hazard, rate and evaluate them. Like, I'm not just planning on doing this as a platform to show off my own music. Like, I really want this to be a thing, and I want everyone to feel like they were involved in something interesting. But again, it's not all about me, so I want to know if you guys are interested in this process at all, if you think it's a good idea, if you think it's a bad idea. And ultimately, I hope we can all have fun with this. So I will be starting with one of my own personal picks next week. And then we'll just go from there. And I will open up a new tab on my Discord server for Wizard of Metal submissions that hopefully we'll see a good amount of use. Ooh, Vessa, hello. Alright, so... I don't think there's anything else there that's really catching my eye. But knowing that Zeal is coming up, I do have an interest in picking this up. I don't know if I'm going to be able to afford to upgrade Snowflake Chakrams. I'm not sure it's even important. Oh, hello, Thesis on Defense. Yeah, I'm not even sure I want to upgrade Snowflake Chakram. I think I'm just going to take what I have and head out. Alright, Mr. Wind Sovereign. Oh, that wasn't smart. Beautifully executed. As much as I like that basic, I'm gonna say no. I like what I have. This Bolt Rail is still pretty freaking fantastic. I'd say it's definitely better than Volt Disc. Alright, so about the only problem I have with what I have built right now is that Tidal Blast kind of requires me to be a little close range. Not incredibly close range, it's definitely still mid-range, but needs a little bit closer range than the prickly ballet, that's for certain. I'm dumb. I do love the widespread destruction those guys cause. So I can definitely see why this is kind of the speedrunner special. I know it's a little late for that to be super useful, but hey, it's something. And as a speedrunner, I can definitely see that you would just want to steamroll right to the end, because you actually want more enemies to be present for the mini-boss fights so you can get more signature charge off of them. Oh, hello, what do we have here? Well, I mean, you know I'm gonna take this. Did the wand show up earlier? Because if so, I might be feeling a little stupid. But even without that, I think we're doing just fine. It's just a shame. Every time I see the wand, I'm thinking, yeah, but everything but what I have actually does damage really fast, and I don't know if I want to sacrifice that just for 20% extra damage when I'm also hitting so much slower. Like, there are times in which that trade-off is fine, like if you have a lot of strong single-hit things, but anything that requires hitting quickly, it's really not a great idea. Alright, not bad. Was there anything here that I wanted other than what I took? Not really. Alright. And we're off. So I had taken a couple of relics that aren't very helpful to the run with the assumption that I'd be able to sell them to Cremire or do something with them. Right now all they're doing is just sitting lazily in my inventory, just like, okay, what do you want us to do? To which I respond, no, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die. Darkseid, I don't think that's the right line. Like, well, you come up with a better one. I'm kind of in lack of effort mood right now, so that's what I got. Oh, sturdy wooden easy. You guys have hubcaps for a 72 hatchpack? Ooh, mini trucker magazine. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. How dare you cancel out my projectile with your garbage? Oh, what? He was around the corner, so you were like, sorry, we can't go that far. Union rules mandate that unless the enemy is right in our face, we can't do anything about it. Sorry, boss. Yeah, well, let me tell you what you can do with your Union rules. Oh, you're not dead. Yay! Oh, teleport pants. I can do that too. Well, I mean, we can finally upgrade the snowflake chakrams, you know, if you want to. Which, I mean, I have extra money, I might as well. They're a good area of effect spell. No, sir, you're supposed to sell me. You're supposed to sell me the other half of some of these, like double relics I'm carrying. Like, where's the crystal that will turn this into the full machine? See, you've misunderstood the point, and I could have also made extra money on Cremire if you weren't such a greedy jerk. Not that he's. I can't. No, that's not even that. That's not even accurate because he's not being greedy. He gives them away. So he's going, "Hey, you want this thing?" And we're all going, "I don't know." It's kind of cursed. He's like, "Yeah, that's not the point. You want it?" All right. Quick double check with the vendors if there's anything else that catches my eye. There we go. Not useful against bosses, but against everything else? Oh yeah. Problem is we're on like the last floors, so I don't know, was it really a wise expenditure of my money? Then again, is it a good idea to just sit and continuously hoard money when you can put it back into the economy and actually do some good to somebody? Owie. Owie. You and your meteors. Not to mention me and my carelessness. By the way, what has Strongman's Hammer gotten up to? Not bad. Excellent. Let's wait for you. See, I love the upgrade for Snowflake Chakrams. It's essentially just doubles the effect of the item. It's just so good. Now, I don't use Snowflake Chakrams very often because typically I'm looking for something a bit more directed. But I would be lying if I said that Snowflake Chakrams had no purpose. Wonderfully executed. And yeah, I'm not scoring many critical hits, but I am still scoring them, so that's still useful. Yeah, that's my lot. No one has ever managed to best me except for you several hundred times. Oh, I'm sorry, were you about to summon no flash agents? Sorry, did I break your concentration? Oof. Oh, really? Bubbles! Gotta love bubbles. And interestingly, I also got a request to do essentially the bubble challenge again. Which, now that I've already done the actual Wizard of Legend Discord challenge, doing that again with maybe a couple of tweaked rules could be a lot of fun. So we'll save that for next time. So this I just wanted to get this particular run on the books because I wanted to see if this really is kind of the best way to do Wizard of Legend speed runs. It turns out, yeah, it's pretty good. I could probably turn this into a good speed run. Now, obviously, in order to speed run, you take the Pathfinder's map, you make a beeline for the end, and then probably backtrack to visit a shop if you have the money for it, because you don't want to just go straight there, or maybe you do, who knows. And it's a roguelike, so there's no one right answer at all. But that's it for me. Thank you guys very much for watching. I appreciate your continued support. Remember, Wizard of Metal starts next week, and I'm going to be telling the story of what got me into metal music in the first place. I'm hoping that'll be interesting for you guys to hear. In the meantime, drop likes, leave comments. Hey, subscribe. I put out new videos a lot. And, you know, the quicker I get to certain milestones, the more time and energy I'll have to expend on this, and that would be great. Especially since there are lots of games that I want to look at, and even though none of them get as many views as Wizard of Legend, I still want to do them. So, again, I appreciate you spending your free time with me, and I will see you next time. My name is Darksage Walker, and I will be seeing you.